So we're diving straight into E.M. Forster's A Room with a View today, specifically those opening scenes, Pension Bertolini, Florence.
Right, and what a scene he paints. It's not just a hotel, is it? It's more like, well, England abroad.
Exactly, that image he gives, the two rows of English tourists with their water and wine bottles.
Yeah, and the portraits of the Queen and the Poet Laureate. It's like they've packed up all their Englishness and brought it with them. Very telling.
Sort of walled themselves in. And then you have Miss Bartlett and Lucy Honeychurch arriving.
Expecting that famous room, the one with the view south over the river, or no?
And instead, disappointment. North-facing rooms, looking into a courtyard, not even on the same floor.
Yeah, that initial moment, it really sets things up, doesn't it? That gap between the romantic idea and the, well, slightly drab reality.
And that view isn't just scenery, is it? It feels symbolic somehow.
Definitely. It's like it represents that bigger experience of Italy, of life, maybe, that they're hoping for, and, well, it's immediately denied.
And Lucy herself points it out. Feels like they could just be in London, with all the English accents, even the landladies.
Which is quite insightful of her, I think. It hints that maybe she wants something different, something more authentic than just, Surrey on the Arno.
There's that little flicker there, isn't there?
Yeah, a hint of restlessness.
Then you get that very delicate negotiation between Miss Bartlett and Lucy about the rooms.
Oh, the politeness. Miss Bartlett insisting Lucy must have the better view.
But slipping in that little reminder about who paid for the trip. Lucy's mother.
It's classic Bartlett, isn't it? Even generosity comes with strings, with social positioning. It's all about propriety for her.
And right in the middle of this very English awkwardness.
In come the Emersons, the old man and his son.
Described as ill-bred. And they just offer to swap rooms outright.
Can you imagine the silence, the shock? It's like a bomb went off in their little bubble of decorum.
Ms. Bartlett shuts it down immediately, of course.
Absolutely refuses, because it's just not done. It's too direct, too honest, maybe.
It's the directness that's key, I think. And Mr. Emerson pushing back. But why? Women like looking at a view. Men don't.
So blunt. Completely ignores all the unwritten rules, and then roping his son George into it.
It's bold. Almost aggressive in that context.
Well, it's a clash, isn't it? A clash of worldviews. Emerson just straightforward, maybe a bit naive about social rules, or maybe he just doesn't care.
And Lucy picks up on it. She thinks it feels like it's about something quite different.
Yes. Even though she's young and, brought up in that same system, she senses there are deeper things going on than just room allocation. Good intuition.
Then, just as things are getting awkward, enter Mr. Beebe, the clergyman.
Ah, Mr. Beebe. A familiar face for Lucy, from home.
She seems quite pleased to see him. A bit of normality, maybe.
Or maybe just someone slightly outside that immediate Bartlett dynamic. He's an interesting figure, Beebe. An observer.
And the coincidence. He's moving to her parish, Summer Street, near her home, Windy Corner.
It does feel like Forster is weaving these threads together, doesn't it? Making this world feel quite interconnected, even small.
Then there's that other lady chiming in about where they should go first. Forget the countryside, go to Prato.
Right. Everyone has advice. Everyone knows best how they should experience Italy. Adds to that slightly overwhelming, slightly comical tourist atmosphere.
Okay, let's dig into how they see the Emersons. Miss Bartlett versus Mr. Beebe. It's quite different.
Massively different. For Miss Bartlett, old Mr. Emerson is just wrong. Bad manners, suspicious motives. She can't accept kindness at face value.
Why do you think she's so suspicious? Is it just the lack of manners?
I think it's deeper. For her, the social code is everything. Anyone who breaks it is suspect. A stranger offering something, there must be a catch, some hidden obligation. It disrupts her ordered world.
But Beebe's take is, well, more nuanced. He calls Emerson nice and tiresome.
Exactly. And crucially, someone who speaks the truth, even if tactlessly. Beebe sees the awkwardness, but he also sees or values the honesty underneath.
And he even suggests, maybe taking the room wouldn't have been so bad, which must have ruffled Miss Bartlett's feathers.
Oh, absolutely. Beebe's kind of challenging her rigid framework there, suggesting maybe there's value outside perfect propriety.
And Miss Bartlett's reaction, shifting from room disappointment to this fear of being obligated to strangers.
And then the clincher, could he be a socialist?
That line is brilliant. And Beebe just saying, I dare say he is. So dry.
It perfectly captures that sort of upper middle class English fear, doesn't it? Anything unconventional must be politically dangerous. Beebe's wit just highlights the absurdity.
And it's Beebe who nudges Mr. Emerson to offer the rooms again, isn't it?
Yes. He seems to be subtly stirring the pot. Maybe he sees an opportunity here, especially for Lucy, a chance to push against Miss Bartlett's boundaries a little.
Like a little social experiment?
Sorta, yeah. He seems intrigued by the dynamic.
So after all that, Miss Bartlett does accept. Very publicly, making sure everyone knows she decided.
A bit of theater there, reasserting control.
But then the lovely detail, Mr. Emerson can't come himself because he's having a bath.
Ha, yes. So George, the son, has to relay the message. It just deflates the drama perfectly and brings George into it more directly.
A bit awkward, but funny. And then, of course, Miss Bartlett claims the larger of the two new rooms.
Naturally.
But frames it as being for Lucy's sake. Because it was young Mr. Emerson's room and, appearances.
Classic Bartlett again. Self-interest disguised as chaperoning concern. Always about how things look.
And Lucy, meanwhile, still feels those larger and unsuspected issues swirling around.
That intuition again. She knows there's more to it. She's starting to sense the currents beneath the surface. It shows her potential, I think.
And the chapter ends with that great contrast. Miss Bartlett snooping in her new room, finding that mysterious note just a question mark and being all cautious.
Yes, dissecting everything, looking for hidden meanings, threats maybe.
While Lucy is just looking out the window, enjoying the Arno view, feeling grateful.
It's a perfect summary of their different approaches, isn't it? Suspicion versus appreciation, constraint versus a moment of, well, openness.
So, thinking about these opening scenes, what are the big themes jumping out right away? That clash seems central. Propriety versus the unconventional.
Definitely. Forster throws it right at you. The Emersons are like grit in the oyster of English politeness at the Bertolini. They force everyone to react, to reveal themselves.
And the whole view thing. It's clearly more than just a pretty scene.
Oh, yeah. It's a metaphor, isn't it? For a wider perspective, for experience, for maybe emotional honesty, something beyond the narrow confines they live in back home. Lucy wants it, even if she doesn't quite know it yet.
We also get those contrasting personalities so clearly. Bartlett, obsessed with rules and appearances.
And Lucy, who seems more naturally open, more capable of kindness, but she's definitely held back by Bartlett and, her upbringing.
You see the potential conflict brewing there between just being polite on the surface and actually connecting with people genuinely, even if it's a bit awkward like with the Emersons.
Right. Are the Emersons rude? Or are they just more honest? Forster makes you question what good manners really means and what they might hide. Maybe the awkwardness is worth it for something real.
And Mr. Beebe sits somewhere in the middle, doesn't he? Observing, commenting.
He does. He's not fully endorsing the Emersons, but he's certainly not condemning them like Miss Bartlett. He offers a different lens, maybe a more tolerant one. He complicates things.
It really feels like the stage is set to explore, how limiting those strict social rules can be.
Exactly. And what might happen, especially for someone like Lucy, if those rules get challenged or even broken. The potential for growth, for finding something more authentic.
Okay, so just to recap quickly, we've got the pension Bertolini, the room drama, the arrival of the blunt Emersons and the observant Mr. Beebe, and this underlying tension between English stiffness and a more direct way of being.
And through all this, Forster's laying out his key ideas. Convention versus authenticity, the power of perspective, the view, and introducing these characters who embody different sides of that conflict. It's all groundwork for Lucy's journey.
It really makes you pause on that whole room swap. Such a small thing, but it reveals so much about everyone involved.
It does. So what did you, listening, make of that? The Emerson's boldness, Miss Bartlett's reaction, it kind of sets the whole tone, doesn't it?
Definitely. Now, if you're enjoying this deep dive into A Room with a View, do make sure to subscribe to the channel and maybe like the video. It helps us keep bringing you more literary explorations like this.
And perhaps a final thought to leave you with. That simple desire for a better view. Could that be a stand-in for a deeper human need? A yearning for something more expansive in our own lives? What kind of view, literal or metaphorical, are you really looking for?